Today, SigTools is going to help you make up your mind. Choosing the right tool belt is not just about comfort, it's about working harder, safer, and longer without fatigue. Today, we're going to be diving into the two main styles on the market, leather and nylon. From pros to cons, we're going to help you figure out what works best for your work, your climate, and your workflow. Tool bags were originally made from leather, and this dates back to around the 18th and the 19th century. And when it comes to leather tool bags, Occidental leather is the benchmark. It's very hard to beat their craftsmanship. But there are some other great alternatives as well, and here at SigTools, any chance we get, we love to shout out some of the local legends. Here in New Zealand, we have solid companies and great people that are developing their own leather tool belts. People like Millings, Gatapo, and Peak Toolbelts. There's also Archibus Toolbelts out of Canada that make some seriously cool stuff. Sorry if I butchered any of those company names, but make sure you go over to their social medias, chuck them a follow, and support some of the local guys. There is no shortage when it comes to great leather tool belts, but today, to keep it consistent, we are only going to be talking about Occidental leather. They've been building premium tool bags for over 40 years, and they are trusted by pros globally. Their gear is made from thick American bridal leather, stitched, riveted, and reinforced with copper, brass, and steel. You can feel the quality of Occidental bags when you put them on. You can also feel the weight too, but we'll get to that later in the video. When you first put leather bags on, they can feel stiff and bulky, but after a few weeks, they mold to your body and become part of your workflow. Occidental bags are made to last, and they can last up to 10 years of daily abuse. That does require a little bit of maintenance, keeping them dry and clean, and also using a bit of leather conditioner. They hold their structure even after years, and they can hold tools without bounce. And leather tool bags are very good at spreading the weight across your hips and your back with very minimal padding. That can be a big deal after long days on site. But leather does have its drawbacks. If you're working in the sun or in high humidity, you're going to sweat. And leather does not breathe very well, and it absorbs water and holds dirt. So at the end of the day, your bags can feel heavier than when you first put them on. The rigid shape of leather tool bags and how they hold their shape can be a positive, but the con is if you're working around studs or in a framed environment, it's going to be hard to squeeze in between everything. Like I mentioned before, leather does mold to your body, so there is a kind of break-in period, which can be very annoying when you buy a brand new belt and it doesn't fit and is not comfortable compared to the one that you just had before. But if you let them break in and mold to your body, most people do not ever look back from leather bags. Now let's talk about nylon. Nylon bags are generally lighter and cooler than leather bags. One of the leading brands when it comes to nylon belts is Badger Toolbelts. They make clean, tough, lightweight setups perfect for fast-moving tradies. Quick shout out to some other amazing nylon tool brands like Diamondback and Atlas 46. But today we're going to be sticking with Badger Toolbelts, and to be clear, Badger was actually acquired by Occidental Leather a couple years back, so they're actually part of the same family, so it makes sense to put them head to head. So what exactly is nylon? Nylon is a tough, stretchy, synthetic material. Basically, it's plastic in fiber form. It's very easy to clean, it's great at not absorbing moisture, and it breathes very well. And because nylon is synthetic, it makes it very easy to work with, which leads to far more customization. You want a pouch to hold your nails, you want a clip-on phone holster with padding, nylon has you covered. A real benefit when it comes to nylon is that your setup can evolve with you over time. One week you might be doing some heavy duty framing, the next week a finished job, so you can build your setup or shrink it down depending on what job you're doing that week. You also get better airflow. Lighter weight means there's more leeway to add lumbar support and suspenders without your tool belt feeling too bulky. That can make a huge difference when you're in a hot climate or you're having to go up and down a ladder all day. But nylon isn't bulletproof. If seams aren't reinforced, they can fray. Pouches can lose their shape over time, and when Velcro is exposed to dust, dirt and moisture daily, it does start to lose all of its sticky properties. That's why quality in nylon matters, because Badger and the brands I mentioned before are trusted brands that use the most high quality nylon that you can get on the market. So the question is, what is best for you? Here's a simple way you can break it down. If you're a tradie with a consistent workflow and you're doing the same things week in and week out, you're going to want a tool bag that can last 10 years. That's why I would suggest going with leather. If you like to fine tune your setup and you're doing a whole bunch of different jobs week in and week out, nylon would be the way to go because there's far more customization. And that means one week you can run a lightweight setup when you're doing small jobs, and then the next week you can build it out and have all your pouches needed for big jobs on site. But the truth is, you won't know what works for you until you've had it on in person. That's why here at SigTools we made it very easy for tradies in New Zealand. We have an amazing branch based in Auckland, New Zealand. We have a great team in store and they can walk you through the process and help find what works best for you. So while you're in, you can check out the range of other amazing tools that we have in stock. That's it from me, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment what kind of products and topics you guys want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video.